Hello everyone, this is the Alchemical Crafter. I thought I'd pull some drawings from my drawing pad. Here are some drawings that I had done while I was away from home, so I could not film them. There are two alchemy bottles whose original purpose has gone by the wayside, but I ended up putting them in my daily journal, so I thought I'd show you how I made them. Again, I cannot show you how I drew them, but I've got two more alchemy bottles that I need to draw for the journal that these are going into, and I will show you that drawing process then. They'll be different kind of bottles, but the same idea. But I thought I'd throw some paints on these. I chose some, I think purple and green are the colors I chose. I wanted to try this new type of paint, the little glitter thing there. I'd never used it before. So, and then I have some metallic watercolors over there on the side. I don't think the metallic watercolors ended up working the way I wanted them to, so I pretty much stopped using them pretty quickly. But one of these bottles I wanted to make green and one purple. Now that they're completed, I really wish I'd switched the colors. I really think the genie bottle, I would call it, on the right, I think would have been better as the green, and the one spilling paint would have been better as the purple. But it works either way. But this glitter stuff, I originally wanted to just throw it in the green and have it like the entire bottle like really metallic-y color, but I realized really quickly that those glitter pieces are much larger than they looked. And so I'm not going to put them in the green paint any more than I just did, and I'm going to use them separately. So I'm just going to start painting these bottles. Trying to stay in the lines. I eventually will cut these out, but I still want to stay in the lines because I always end up having some kind of an edge sometimes, and I don't want to see the paint on the outside of the lines. I really didn't do any shading on the paint, on the painting, but because of the effects I did when I drew it, it caused shading on the paint, which was nice. That way I didn't have to go back in with mixing and blending the colors. The drawing I did with the pencil and some blending tools. That's how I got the different colors, the shading effects. I really do enjoy drawing. Obviously, I'm not the best at it, but I'm passable for its uses. I really enjoy drawing. And as you can see, the genie bottle, it's not perfect by any means, but it serves its purpose. Been considering what I'm going to draw my next two bottles, and I think I've got an idea for one of them already. I'm not sure about the next one though. Oh, and sorry about the shaking on the camera. I have since moved my camera off of my table and I've attached it to a shelving unit, which is very sturdy. And I've already filmed with it that way, and there's been no more shaking. So I apologize for the first several videos on this this channel, but I think I have fixed the problem. I really love bottles and vases and stuff like that, and I thought it would be really cool to bring them into my journals, considering the name of my YouTube channel. thought it quite appropriate. I will come in after this green and I'm going to color even though the bottle is clear, bottles are never really truly clear, and I didn't want to leave it just white, so I come in with an off-white color. I don't remember the name of it. Hopefully I'll show you. And that will bring... Oh, but I don't do that yet. I switched colors. Oh, I think I decided to do the purple first because I'm going to do that on both of the bottles with the last color. That way I could do it all at once. I love these two colors together, this specific color of green and pretty much any color of purple. My husband likes to call it my Joker colors because he likes to run with those colors. It's not really my thought when I do it, but... Oh, he also calls it Transformers. What is it? Decepticons, yes. I just like the colors. And I don't know why I decided to have depth inside the bottle so you could see the top of the the top of the liquid inside, which I haven't painted yet, but I didn't do it to the bottle that spilled over, so oh well. It is what it is, right? And that top blends in right now, but I go back and I try to fix that a little bit. But I will not, I don't think I'll do that until this paint dries a little bit. I think I intensify the sparkly colors that I'm going to bring in to both of these bottles eventually. That will help separate the top of the liquid from what's inside. Depth. Just bringing in a few more colors to do other portions of the bottles. I think I brought in the pink because I wanted to put that on the top of the bottle, or to bring in some swirls into that bottle to break it up a little bit so it wasn't just one solid color. I think eventually videos I do like this, I will probably just do some kind of a music and just let you enjoy watching me draw. But I don't have the music now, so you get my voice. Does anybody else out there draw? I know not all junk journalers draw. They use cuts from other people. I like to mix it up. I do some of my own, and I pull in some of other people's stuff. I have learned so much about not not about all about drawing, yes, but about not having to do it absolutely perfect. You have to look at its intended purpose. If its intended purpose is for art, then yeah, you need to focus on um, the perfection. But if it's for something like junk journal, which yes, it's art as well, but junk journals don't really strive for perfection. So basically, you just want to put an idea of something down on paper and go for it. Do it the best way you can, and and make it work. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So now I think I'm just touching it up the sparkles. And since I ended up putting sparkles inside the bottles, I wanted to make sure the liquid that had poured out stood out more than what was in the bottle. So I went back to add more. Didn't think I'd be adding bling to my journal, but it's what I did. I do like the sparkles though. I went back to the store and I bought some different colors, but there's a smaller pigment where the fragments aren't so big in the sparkles, and I'm going to try those out. Maybe it'll be less of a shine, just a little bit. Sparkles can be addictive. I probably could have stopped a long time ago, but I was like, oh, this spot needs it. Oh, this spot too. And after looking at that, because at that point in time, I thought these were going to be on the same page, the same piece of project, I guess, the same project. So I was like, this bottle needs more bling in order to match the other one. So even though the green sparkles, I figured this little solution bottle had multiple colors in it. So I'm trying to bring in some swirls into the bottle. There is it's on Steam. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's actually it's a very minor game that you're the alchemist of a small village, and you have to combine different flowers and stuff to create potions. And some of them are good and some of them are bad, and you don't really know until you try them out. and there's a mystery going around town, and I'm trying, it's like horticulture something. It's such a cute little game. It's basically just a mystery, and you look at the map and you go places, and it's just a basically like a quest. There's no fighting in it. It's just a sleuth type of thing. I haven't finished it, but it's really cool if you like that kind of thing. Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'll see if I can figure out the name of that. And I'm back with a squeaky toy, apparently. But the game is called Strange Horticulture. It's just a cute little game. It's pretty cheap. You should go check it out. My dog wants to play. I think there was a hair stuck to the paint there. I was pulling it off. And back to the bling. I really do like trying new products. The bling, that shiny stuff. It's new to me. It is kind of like a pasty glue, so it sticks just like paint. I don't really know that it felt like a pasty glue. That's the extent of my knowledge. Yeah, that's just the surface of the liquid that I was putting in the bottle, and I was like, you know what? If that surface is that shiny, there's got to be something down below that you can see at least portions of it. So that's what I'm just adding a little bit. And I am trying to stay in lines, but I do get out, as you can see. But it doesn't really matter because I am going to cut these images out from the paper. These are actually the first images I've ever torn out of my drawing book. I've gotten 2 drawing books, and as much as I love just flipping through them, they don't really seem to serve too much of a purpose there. At least the nicer images. The other ones, there's some pretty sad pictures in my drawing books, but experimenting on what I can and cannot do. This is just me bringing in kind of a hazy look to the bottles. It was my attempt anyway. I don't really like seeing just plain white. I wanted to throw some paint on the remainder of the bottles. I'm looking to see if it's opaque. It is, so I'm going to add more water to thin it out, because I really don't want too much color on this bottle because it is supposed to be glass. I just want to see some color on it. and it's good enough for me. It was like, okay, it's just light. You can still see every bit of my pencil markings, so I think it's good. I was basically trying to, when you look through a glass, it's not complete. I mean, I didn't get like shine effects on it and the distortion, but it's always a slightly different color than your actual surroundings. I am working on my desk without my painting mat, so I'm worried about paint staying there too long, and so I cleaned it up pretty quickly. But see, I do have a clean desk from time to time. You just rarely see it. I just needed a different color for the label, and so I was like, I brought in that gray, mixing it with the lighter color to get some kind of a label looking color. I need it light enough because I am going to write that paint on it, and I need to be able to see the paint. And it's not thin enough, so I'm thinning it down. There was a piece sticking, I think, above the water. I didn't like it, so I was taking it off. I mean, those glitter pieces were really big chunks, so it was interesting. Drawing these because I think I'm going to kind of come back in with my archival pens to bring out the detail. I decided I was going to actually trace all the outlines so you can make the images pop. And archival pens don't bleed, but if you use them on wet media, you are ruining the pen. So I really want to make sure these are dry. I brought out a bunch of different sizes. I think I ended up just using the 8, the 5, and the 005, and also the graphic marker. I think I used the graphic marker. We'll find out. I think this is the 8. And I'm just really thickening out that back line because I just wanted to stand out. And I'm switching to the graphic. So I needed some thick lines for... Oh, I'm doing this for the label so that kind of looks like shadow on the label. Gives it some depth. What am I going for? Ah, I needed the fine line. Okay, this is the 005. I didn't have it on my desk apparently. This is the lightest color pen that I have. I mean, that's just where the water's spilled over. It's not really... I didn't want it to stand out as much as the outline of the bottle. And I don't know if this is the 05, the 05 or the 005. I think it's the 05. Yeah, it is, because I'm doing the outside with it as well. It's not the 05, it's the 08. I messed up there, but it's not going to matter because I am cutting these images out. At least I messed up going outward and not inward. That would have really been sad. I'm just looking at the image, seeing what else I need to do. I decided I was going to come back in. I'm probably going to grab the 005 and do the little the wave lines of the water to show how it's pouring out. Give it a little more emphasis on the direction of flow. So it's not just a blob of paint, it actually imitates the water flowing out. I'm always afraid of running my drawings. That's why they sit in the book forever. But then I finally decided, might as well experiment with them. It's not, if you can draw them once, you can draw them again. So that's what I decided. I was going to actually try paints on them for once. Back to the 08. It's my thickest one I have outside of the graphic marker. You can't really see, you may not be able to see the detail on the purple, but it will stand out in the end. And I do screw up a little bit on the cap, but again, I screwed up on the outside of it, and I'll be able to cut it out, and you won't see. Right, like right there. It's a little too thick, but I'm going to cut that out. That is the 005. I just wanted a hint of a line for the cork that was inside the bottle, because I just want the impression of what's there. I don't really need to see the line too much. Just drawing some waves in the water. I questioned whether I needed to draw the lines inside the bottle for the steam coming up, and I decided against it. I figured that the sparkles were enough effect for that. So I'm getting ready to cut these out, and then I realized I probably need a backing, especially with that neck. It'll be very fragile otherwise. So I grabbed some packaging paper. I'm gonna quickly loosely cut this out so I can make sure that I get the entire image glued onto the packing paper. And I'm gonna do the same with the other. Do you guys like games? What kind of games do you like? I'm very much into sandbox games. A lot of people don't like them, but sandbox game is basically an open world game where you can go in and do whatever you want. There's a main story, but you don't have to do it. You can just go explore the world, and that's what I love to do. There's some drawing that I missed on the purple bottle, and I will notice it, and I'll come back in with the pens and fix that. It's at the bottom of the bottle. The little tool I'm using, I use it on my jelly printing, but I figured it would be good to press down on these with it instead of rubbing my hands across the images in case any part of the paint was still wet. So there I am, thickening up the bottom of the bottle a little bit, and then I come in with a thinner one and trace the other half of the bottom of the bottle that's you can see through the bottle. Okay, well, eventually I'll do that part. Or maybe I already did it and I missed it. Since I've done this, I have found my fussy cut scissors. I'm very happy. I put them back in my craft room. So I'll have them for future videos. I'm not normally this colorful in my journals. I don't know, I take that back. I think I enjoy color, and then I get tired of it and I go back to the more neutrals, the vintage look, and then I get tired of that and I go back to colors. But I decided my winter journal was going to be my favorite colors. We'll see what happens after this. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing.